So this, the reason I'm doing this is that there are a lot of things which are changing, like in marketing, in our world, especially with performance, and why it impacts us more is that if you think about it, like if you think about marketing, there are two sides to marketing. One is the brand marketing, wherein you create interesting content and you put it out, and the idea is to build awareness, wherein uh, the measurements are still a little fuzzy. You just look at number of people who saw those videos, the number of people who engaged in them, right? So even if you are like off 5-10% here or there, is okay. I mean, you put some TV ads, you put some YouTube ads, and stuff like that, right? So that's brand marketing, where the key skill is to create interesting content out there which people like and love, right? But when it comes to performance, right, performance is this ability to to get uh, your bang for the buck. So it's the ability for us to get leads for every rupee that's spent, to get a sale for every dollar that goes out. So we are essentially responsible to show outcomes for every pence, for every kind of money, and so anything that impacts us, is actually shows up in our reports. So let's say if some algorithm has changed or some new AI thing has come, which we are not taking care of, chances are that our results will not be very optimal, and it will start showing up in our work, in our performance, and in everything, right? So I feel that performance marketing is impacted a lot more by any change, forget AI, any change that happens in the marketing ecosystem. All right, some platform has gone or some new platform has come up. People are engaging in different ways, whatever it is, right? So that's where we as performance marketers need to be really on our toes to understand what is going on and to use it uh, in our strategy, in our creatives, in our bidding, in our measurement, so that we are getting the best results. So this is the operating principle, that you have to move faster, right? If you are in a, let's say if you are in a branding kind of a system, I mean, people are taking using AI to create some videos, etc. But even if you did not do that, if you are real actors, whatever, is not going to change much, right? But here, like, if you're not trying out those things, if you don't understand those tools, the levers you have, you may be left behind, right? So I think you have to move faster without too much of outsourcing judgment. इसका मतलब है that you're not judging everything and saying that shall I be doing this, shall I be doing that. Like, you have to try out everything which is out there. And so this thing, like, I just wanted to share my experience and of using AI, using performance marketing, and see what are the lessons we can draw from there that all of us can use. Okay, so that's a little bit about why I'm doing this. And at the same time, if you have any questions, like I said, please put it, and I'll be very, very happy to answer all of it. Okay, so the thing is that AI isn't coming to performance marketing; it's already running it, right? Like, see, आप अगर देखो, there are two layers of like AI which is in place. One is the algorithm layer, like Google. Like, if you look at Google, if you look at Meta, a lot of their campaigns are being run through AI already. Even if you are doing some manual bid adjustment and giving them manual creative, the algorithm, the whole auction system is being run already through these AI systems, right? So there is already the whole marketing ecosystem is about $1 trillion and above, right? And 71% of that is directed by algorithms. So like 71% of that, is already been driven, So whether we use the layer or we use the handles given to us, whether we use it or not, inside that is already happening, right? And there is zero room for guesswork. Rising acquisition cost. You would also see that every year there is a price escalation. The CPC rates, like inflation, you can think of it like inflation, that every year price of things go up, right? Because there is more competition, resources are limited, and you will see that if you track the CPC rates, if you track the CPM rates, if you track the cost per lead, they also have gone up, just like prices have gone up, right? So the price is going up, and we as marketers have to understand what to use, what not to use. Okay? So where can we use AI essentially, right? Like हम लोग कहाँ पे AI को use कर सकते हैं, right? Like so one is a strategy and planning, right? So now there is a lot of, so at a very basic level, the system has a like planner, like Google has its own planner that you can use, and you can actually model out some things using your own understanding and see that if we increase the bids, what is going to be the outcome? If we split the budget, what is going to be the outcome? If we shift between search to non-search, demand gen, what is going to be the outcome? And then there are like third-party tools, right? Like Google has a third-party tool, wherein you can use that tool across all these, like media measurement mix. I mean, MMM models. So you can use those MMM models and do this kind of a planning, right? So depending upon your level of sophistication, you can use the in-platform kind of tools and down to the third-party tools, and you can actually start utilizing that. So there is an AI there. A lot of very sophisticated people pull all the data, and especially if there is a lot of money involved, then they give it to some AI tool and they ask them to do that, like budget allocation for them, But at a medium to small level, you can use this tool, look at the output and decide on your own, right? The other thing is creative at scale, right? Like a lot of these creatives, like those images, those text, those videos, can be created. And because you can create a lot of these things, right? Like you can do a lot of things that you were not able to do earlier. All right. So for example, for this webinar, we ran some ads on Meta, and I gave it an image, and Meta itself, their in platform, they kind of made it like a video out of it, right? So we gave some text, we gave it an image, and they created a video. Now, how it helped is not because there's a video, but because that video, we could run it on Reels, right? Because Reels as a platform has a lot of people scrolling all the time. So earlier, if there was no video, or if I had not created a video, I wouldn't have used Reels as a medium, right? But now, because AI has helped me create, and I will come to about the guardrails, and not every work that AI does is good, right? So some of these videos that AI created were absolutely trash, like very, very bad, right? So we picked up one or two that looked decent, okay? But my advantage was that, look, earlier we were not able to use video advertising as a platform, as a medium. But now using AI, we can move to video platform, and it just took 5, 10, 20 minutes to create this, without the help of, or without the whole paraphernalia of going through all these, like creating a video, creating an asset and putting it out there and stuff like that, right? And then because you can create it, you can always test it, right? So other thing that we generally kind of ignore sometimes is that we don't test messaging. Because creating an asset, like creating an image, creating a video, creating text is a time consuming aspect, and if you have a lot of things, it will take a lot more time. So now, I mean, because there is creativity at scale, you can also test a lot of things that earlier you were not able to do. Like you had a hypothesis that, will this kind of messaging work? Talking about discount in rupees will work better, 1,000 rupees discount or 3,000 rupees discount or 30% discount. Which one is more effective, more impactful? The targeting, whole lot of testing we can do now because you have got creative at scale. So I feel that creative at scale is not just about, here's an image I created as a video. It actually enables you to do a lot of things which you were not able to do earlier because of lack of resources. Then of course there is the bidding and targeting, right? So every platform has a bidding and targeting. So earlier, I mean, in the earlier days also, like there was automation, but now you can see what is happening right now is that because there's an AI layer, those bidding and automation have become like there are different types of bidding or different types of automation that you can actually run and choose from, right? So earlier there was one kind of automation, like max CPC up run kar lo. But now there are different types of automation. If you are running online sales campaign, there is a different type of automation. If you are running a lead generation campaign, there's a different type of automation. If you are running a branding campaign, awareness, there's a different type of automation. So that also AI has enabled to actually, so that more options to us are available to choose from. But again, like it depends on, do we understand the options that they are providing? And a very good example is AI Max. So Google has come up with AI Max. Similarly, in Meta, there's a Creative Plus advantage. So everyone, so those are the tools. But as a performance marketer, I need to understand which one of those I need to use to get the best out of, the advertising or best out of the budget that I am spending, right? Now, the other thing is measurement and reporting, right? And so AI blends first party data. So now because you have AI and you can actually process that much more data, you can use AI like first party data, like you have a mailing list, you can actually feed it into the Google Ads when the results come out. Earlier, I mean, we would only use 5, 10, 20% of the data that even GA4 gives us. It has tremendous amount of data that at a medium to small levels, generally people ignored because there's too much of an effort, right, to get any meaningful results out of it, right? But now you can do that, right? Now you can have a cookie level data or a user ID level data, and you can look at how things are across, like people who looked at your ads, people who came to the website, and people who bought your stuff outside the website, right, on your store. That can also be fed back into your, or people who made a call, right? That call data can also be fed back. And if they are large, then you can use AI to actually evaluate, and you can also see that a lot of this KP signals, which are like the first party signals, are now getting into much easily into the advertising system. So you can start bidding depending upon who is buying, who is not buying, on which segment is your advertising effective, on which segment is not effective, right? So all the attribution, etc. So how AI is helping is that now you can actually put in a lot of data and get a lot of insights out of it, which earlier would take a lot of effort, and which earlier we would not do because it's challenging or it is tough, or it's time consuming, or it's a cost, right? So because see, everything, I mean, there's not much kind of new things out there, but what AI is doing is that it is actually reducing the cost of doing those things. If earlier to create a website, I needed a developer, I needed to hire that, I needed a designer, I needed what. Now AI can do that. So let's say, I could have done it earlier also. It would have cost me, say, 1 lakh rupees to create this website. Now using a Codex or a Claude or whatever it is, you pick your tool, you can do it in 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees or 4,000. The cost of a plan, right? So what it has done is that a lot of these things which were not available to us, now they are available to all of us. What has changed? So I don't want to get into all of it because some of you may not be aware of all this, but I just want to show you, like last couple of years, you see a lot of changes platforms are doing. And Google just did this Google Marketing Live. If you listen to it, everyone is talking AI. This is what AI is doing. So there's the Performance Max campaigns have come in, responsive search ads, smart bidding, demand gen, AI creatives, AI account audits. Now they have this guy you can inside your account whom you can ask a question, right? About, and the person can, it's kind of an agent. The agent is going to give you answers very specific to your account, right? So similar, and this is not limited to Google. Like this is actually, for all kinds of platforms, right? Okay. Now same thing in Meta. Like what Google does, Meta does. What Meta does, other platforms do. So Meta has Advantage Plus campaigns where AI is automating, right? So you are giving everything to AI, and AI is automating, is selecting audiences, placement, budget decisions, end to end, right? Advantage Plus campaigns, right? So as a marketer, while this is a nice kind of a tool, as a marketer, you have to think: is it meant for me? Right? Can you give the entire thing to algorithm and then sit back and just hope that it works out? Or what are the guardrails? At what point do you stop, or at what things you give it and what things you don't give it, right? So that's the judgment. That's a human judgment, and that is what will separate somebody who just gives it and forgets it and just talks about the results, to somebody who is guiding, who is using it as a tool and who is running it to their business's advantage, right? So same thing with creatives. You can create millions of creatives, and if you are into Meta, and if you saw, it becomes so much complicated. But if you know how to use it, if you know how to drive it, then you can drive it to your to your advantage. Yeah. Okay. So can you see the slide? Then there are these AI native lead forms. So what is happening there is that you actually give them, and this Google has also launched in some form, wherein you have a form and people fill it up as a lead, and then you can ask follow-up questions. So it's like a chat bot. So after you have filled in, you can ask follow-up, so I've seen in Meta, they will either forward it to your to your chat window. It will open a chat window and a person can answer, or you can actually train that chat bot, and it can also give out certain certain basic information and answer the queries, and later on they can actually pass it on to you. So there's a lot of kind of progress, I feel, which is being made. And one type of progress is to take the user from a very awareness to closer to conversion. Okay, because see, the purpose of getting a lead is to get them to buy your product, right? So all this AI native lead forms with chatbot integrated can actually help resolve queries, answer any kind of objections. They can do objection handling. So what your call center gets is really a qualified lead who is much likely to convert. And I don't know if you watch Google Marketing Live. So apparently, some of these guys are doing like, Bang Bazaar, and they were sharing that it has actually improved. So they may get lesser number of leads, but now because their initial queries have been resolved, their conversion rates have gone up, and so their teams can really focus on high value activities. They can focus on people who are looking to buy their product, so they are not kind of wasting time on to people who are not interested, or who have just filled up a form to just see kya hota hai, so they are not those. So these kinds of AI initiatives, chatbot integrated, like forms are helping you do that. Because see, ultimately the idea, the idea is not just to get leads. The idea is to drive sales, drive revenue, drive repetitive revenue, drive sticky revenue, right? Of customers who keep coming back to you, right? And all these kind of AI automations actually help you with that. There are these, then you can also do automated rules and budgets. So you can also give a common budget to 2-3 campaigns, and they can actually shift the budget towards the high performing ads in real time, right? So that's another kind of AI automation that Meta has brought in. So I think every platform, and now this is not stopping here. Every week, every month, there is something new which is coming, right? And I feel that 3-4 places where they are helping is that they are giving us a lot of tools that we can use. They are making the ad platform specific to different use cases, right? It's not like one size fits all. So like then the other thing is that if you don't want to do, then they can actually do things on your behalf. It's like, think of this as a self-driving car, right? And so you can put it on a self-drive mode and let it run, So and I think that is going to perform at an average level, like not at the best level, but not at the right. So it can give you to good results. But if you really want to get the best results, then essentially what you need is a human intelligence which is running this AI tools, and then you can actually get the best out of all these things. Okay. So see, there are certain things that AI does very, very well. Like it can give you options like ad copy options, creative variations. It can suggest budget optimization, bid optimization. It can do segmentation, like especially if you are giving them first party data, look-alike, we all know all this. Even in SEO, like there are a lot of now things are moving towards GAO, like answer optimizations and stuff like that. There also all this can actually help you. So these are things that does well. And again, I will emphasize that these are the things that they are doing well, but you are the driver. If you let Facebook and Google and they create and use all their recommendations, then perhaps some of them may not be good and some of them may not result in the right thing. So you have to guide, you have to drive. But all these are available to you now. Some of it may not be available to you earlier. Now marketing work that needs human intervention, where is it that we are required? The brand voice and storytelling, like what is it that our brand stand for? The kind of narratives that you are picking up for your video, does it align with what the brand is? What is the finesse? Like a lot of people, I have seen some very bad websites being created, very bad presentations being done, stuff like that, ads being created, and a lot of them look like that they have been created by AI, right? And if you are clued in, you will understand that now I also feel that the tide is turning as far as content creation is concerned. So earlier, so what has happened is that since everyone is using AI to create all these content, there is lot of aversion to content which is created by AI. So people are not liking AI generated content, especially if they can figure it out, right? So if you are creating those content using that and people figure out, chances are that they will not have a good impression about the brand that you are representing, right? So yeah, so brand voice storytelling, you cannot use kind of a tool to create a video and speak, get Sarvam AI to speak your, that's very good for customer service kind of a thing. But for branding, you need real people, you need real voices, you need real customers, you need real testimonials, right? Strategic goal setting, again, I think you understand it, the customers understand it that much better, and you need to allocate those budgets and set those goals and not AI. Okay, because also here I would also want to tell you that, AI has sometimes dual objectives. One obviously is to work for you, but their objective also is to work for the platform, right? And the platform is like Google Ads, Meta, is to maximize their revenue. So a lot of times, the suggestions, recommendations that is going to come, one of the implicit kind of goal will be to help you spend more, right? That is the overarching goal of all the AI which the platforms are using. How can they get you to spend more? And they also realize that you can spend more when that advertising is working for you, right? So and sometimes what works, what doesn't work is not very clear. So the AI will try to have you overspend so that it becomes clear in the second and the third stage, which one works, which one doesn't work. Okay, so they will try to handhold you to spend more initially, and sometimes you have to use your judgment, to say that, look, I'm going to do this and I'm not going to do that, right? Then other things that wherein you will need, and you all know this, crisis sensitive messaging, like what to message, what not to message. Creative concept and big ideas, like how do I talk about the the kind of offers that I have, or how do I get my customers to engage with me? How do I? So there are a lot of big ideas that can come from you that AI will not have, right? See, I think other thing that you have to understand is that AI is trained on the historical data. So it only looks at history. But you as a human being, because we have brains, we can think ahead. We can think about things which has never been done before, right? So that AI will not be able to do. Also, we have emotions, right? AI doesn't have emotions, right? So we have emotions, we have some foresight, we have an understanding. So while AI can help you with intelligence and objectively give you some analysis, we have to bring in our own emotions, we have to bring in our own foresight, to come to the right combination, right? And then there are things like ethical review, final sign-off, partnership negotiation, right? So what are the guardrails? I'll just take 5 more minutes before we take some questions. So what are the guardrails while using AI for marketing? So I think first is that guardrails ka matlab, what guardrail is that what are those things that we need to do? What are the safety net that we need to have? So the first is that human review before publish. So whatever goes in, where video, text, whatever, bid, you need to review that. No AI generated copy, creative, whatever it is. Second is data privacy and consent, especially in analytics, if you are advertising in Europe, there's a GDPR rules. There are the first party data that sometimes you're pushing in. You're pushing in data that you are getting through call center that goes in. Now I think a lot of people are also transcribing. So when people call you, that call is recorded, that gets transcribed, and that gets sent back into the system. So they are doing a lot of things, but you are the gate. You have to understand that you don't have to push in any data which has first party, like which has PII, that is personal in nature, those things. So you have to be aware of that. You need to stop that. Brand and compliance checks, you have to make sure that whatever you are claiming, because the AI also hallucinates. Hallucination ka matlab that it will bring up data, and sometimes it will just fake it, okay, and put it out. And if you are not very conscious, if you let it go, then it can also have repercussions, right? People will put out like you can have legal implications, stuff like that, right? Audit, like you should also do audit for creative targeting, whatever it is. So AI is doing fine, but is it making sense for us? Transparency, like you have to communicate to your clients, your bosses, about what is AI done, what is not AI done, blogs AI is writing, ads AI is writing, landing pages AI is creating, the emailers that you are sending created by AI. So all those things have to be disclosed very transparently, okay? And then ongoing performance monitoring, like you have to be really ruthless and set goals. Essentially, there is another thing called evals, which is evaluation. So you need to understand how do you evaluate the performance of your marketing, right? So that eval objective needs to be very clear. What cost per lead is high, what cost per lead is acceptable, what conversion rate is high, what is low, what is acceptable, what CPC rates are good, what is bad, what is CTR rates are good, bad, ugly, things like that. So you need to have a parameter set using which you are going to evaluate, and so you use that in a lot of things that you are doing. Okay, so those were the main things that I wanted to discuss. These are all the AI tools, and a lot of you will know already, and there are new tools that come in for creating copy, creating videos, platform, what are the platform, data analytics. So I don't want to get into all this. This is the approach. The first approach is that fix your data foundation. Like make sure that you're all set, right? You are putting in the first party data, your tag manager, GA4, all those things are all set. Only when you give AI the signals that it needs, that it will start, working. Then, think about the structure and see where you can actually give AI the leeway, whether it's Performance Max, Advantage Plus, Smart Bidding. So which are the kind of customers and clients on which you can use it? Which are the ones in which you still want to do manual bidding and don't want to use PMax, don't want to use something else, right? So that is the structuring of it. Then creative variety, all these algorithms are very good in giving you options, but you have to select. But now that you have the options, you can do that pretty quickly. So creative variety is very important. And finally, keep humans on judgment. All right. So ultimately, you have to judge every day, every hour, how things are going. You need to understand what is good and what is not. So own course and sessions. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a couple of minutes on what these are, so that if you need it, you can sign up. And one batch is starting tomorrow. This is like a performance marketing course, very beginner friendly. So if you haven't worked, it's still good. You will get a lot of practical training in Google Ads, Meta. We look at how to measure, optimize, cross-platform scaling, how to allocate budgets and stuff like that. There are 8 live sessions across 4 weekends that we are doing, like starting tomorrow. So Saturday, Sunday ko the sessions will happen. It's priced very, very reasonably at 7,000, like plus GST, which I feel is at this point in time for any live sessions, any program uh, wherein you are doing live interaction. I feel this that is fairly reasonable. Like even when we started, like I started with Amp Digital with our own course after I had quit Google in 2013. Our first program that we launched was on Google Ads, and that time it was for 10,000. Like just for Google Ads. So just to, so this is like coming from us. So, and I feel that just because, it's starting, so we have kept it very, very reasonably priced so that people can benefit from this program. So if you are interested, you can go on to our website and sign up. And I can promise that the experience that you're going to have will definitely make you a better marketer, will make you employable. If you're looking for jobs, or if you are already working, it's going to make you better, in your role. It's going to give you a different perspective, and there will be a lot of interaction, a lot of Q&A, a lot of asking, answering questions. So that's the skill that you are going to build if you are interested. The skills, how to measure, acquire, scale. You can actually look up our on our website. There are the 8 sessions, and it's there. They're all live sessions. I'll be conducting all the sessions like this, and very hands-on. Like, so you will be creating these campaigns. You will be connecting it with the GA4, Google Tag Manager, Meta, and stuff like that. We will see what kind of campaigns to use for which kind of customers, how to measure, what guardrails to have, and if you are working somewhere, we can discuss your case also to an extent that is public. We'll also talk about, if you're freelancing, then what are the things that you need to have. So the idea is to help you become better, and to help you, earn a good living from digital marketing. Okay, so this is a little bit about us. Like I was telling you that for the first few years, most of our courses were on Internshala. Now Internshala is now a part of Upgrad, etc. So our courses don't run there. So this now we've actually moved and started our own direct interaction with people. But with Internshala, we train more than 60,000 people. I don't know if any one of you were a part of that program or not. So what do you get? Like, obviously you get a certification from us. Now Google also does this search certification. We'll help you prepare for that, so you can also get a Google certification. Very practical skill that you can take to market, that you can actually start implementing. If you're doing projects, I can help with project reviews. If we get career opportunities, we'll help you with that. We'll help you fine tune. We'll help you think through how to project yourself so that you become more employable. Join our community of fellow performance marketers. So, we are creating a community. So you'll be part of that, which means that every week we'll keep you updated, and it's just not just one time. It's going to go on, till the time we are in the business. We'll keep you updated of what is happening, how to utilize that. There will be a lot of online sessions, free webinars that you will be part of. Full session recording. So we are going to record this and put it up so you can actually review those. Okay. So yeah. So today this price is available for today. So please look at it, and if you really want to get started, please sign up today. So that we can get started. Once you sign up, once you make the payment, I'll let you know the class timings, etc. for tomorrow, so we can all